In the last video, I decided to challenge myself where I have to run with each death I receive in the game. This is 1 death, 1 kilometer run challenge. Hollow Knight Silksong Act 2. I will continue where I left off from the last game, get beat up, and suffer even more with the distance that is going to be added for me to run later. Now without further ado, let's run and play. The beginning of Act 2 begins after defeating the last judge boss, where our main character gets to the Citadel to find out the truth about why she was being brought in the first place. After going through the gate where the boss was, the players get to the first area called the Underworks. Now before I proceed, I have heard that there's another passage to get access to Act 2, and also unlock a skill that allows you to parry counter, which is something I'm a diehard for. Any counter parry skill in any game just gives a huge satisfaction and aura to the players when you land them perfectly. I mean, look at this. So I immediately went to look for the nearest bellways. While heading there, I struggled a little bit trying to recall the reflexes I've had before because I had to work on the previous video. And I underestimated how big this game was. Enemies are more dangerous where they can deal 2 damage right on the get-go. And the obstacles are quite unforgiving. I got 3 deaths trying to deal one of these flyers and try to parkour through these obstacles. I got the map to the coral chambers after defeating a semi-boss fight right up ahead, and I saw the nearest bellway using the map online, which is just so helpful. And apparently it is the only bellway in this place. While heading there, Lace gave me a warm welcome, and after going through several enemies, I finally got access to the fast travel of Act 2. Then I immediately ventured my way to other passageway by going to Greymoor and got to the hidden tunnel on the Sinner's Road that leads to the area called the Mist. With the power of researching, apparently in order to get through this place, the players must play the needle in on those little wisps that floats around, which leads you to the exit, and simply pogo on the ghosts to simply kill them if they ever try to bother you. I got out of there without a problem, get to a bench for a checkpoint after getting into the exhaust organ area, and get face to face with a boss called the Phantom. I got killed on the first try, but I managed to take her down on the second try, which got me pretty surprised. I find the last judge more brutal than this one, to be honest. But I'll take it. I got the new counter parry skill, and I thought getting a new crest called the Wanderer could go along very well with this ability. I immediately went to its area, slapped some low level mobs, tried to counter parry which looks pretty sick, and got the Wanderer crest. With this crest, my attacks are more consistent and quicker in exchange for a tiny bit less damage than the usual Reaper attack. But the quicker I attack, the more silk energy I gain, thus more healings and more parry, which is pretty awesome as it sounds. Now at this point of the game, before going to the main bosses to progress the story, I thought getting stronger should be my first priority. So I went ahead and got the mobility tool that every player must get called the claw line. It's basically like the grappling hook in this game. I got it without a problem. While I was having fun using the new ability I have, I managed to get back out from the progress section without getting killed. Now, I looked online and that Architect crest is a must-have for everyone's arsenal. So I get to meet the Architect where she was selling a lot of stuff, which included the Architect key for the crest, which required more tools to unlock it. But in the meantime, I decided to use my stored rosary beads to buy the tool upgrade to make my tools stronger. Now, I'm on a mission of getting as many tools as I can so I can unlock the Architect crest. So I went ahead to get myself a crap metal by the deep docks. I go to the area where the metal is while being guarded by a bunch of bros, which doesn't seem like a big deal. Dude, what is that blast radius? That is so much power. I panicked a little at the moment because it reminded me of that time. I tried to fight back, but it's really hard to get close due to the spamming big booms. Oh my god, I'm gonna die. But hey, I guess it's a fair trade. With this ingredient, I'm planning to use this to get a tool called the Cogfly, which is equivalent to those summons in Elden Ring that beat up the enemies for you. I ventured my way to get there with a pretty challenging parkour required, and thanks to the videos on YouTube, I was able to see ahead and got to the room where the tool is being crafted. I used the craft metal and got the Cogfly to add to my arsenal. Now I'm planning to get the mask to increase my health so I can last longer in the battle, but I stumbled along a boss arena while heading to the bellways, and got face to face with the main bosses called the Cogwork Dancers. On my first try with these two, I got really distracted by the flies I made with a combo along with the Venom tool, which looks pretty awesome, but I got killed since I was not paying attention to the fight, but I managed to take him down on the second try. Then I went ahead to get a mask right after, which cost me 1 death from the semi-boss fight. Then I got another mask by simply buying from this guy, which now further increased my health. The next mask after that is a quest reward for defeating the Savage Fly boss. I went down to the far field to face it, and let me tell you, I have not struggled this much since the Mothman fight. Even though its attack pattern is linear, what made it so difficult to deal with are these two skeleton flies that act as a distraction and spit firebombs that lingers on the surface and explodes that deals 2 damage. With all of that, I got killed 13 times. It's crazy. Then I finally managed to take him down on my 4th try, then get rewarded with a mask right after. Now I'm planning to go ahead and get the pale oil so the pin master can upgrade my basic attack damage. On my way there, I get to face the challenging parkour of the cogwork area. Thanks to YouTube videos, I just can't thank them enough. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. This allows me to get some heads up. I managed to get through it with about 2 deaths. Now, I want to mention the music theme in the cogwork area. It's probably some of the best and the most festive music in Silksong. It's almost as if you're entering a Christmas market, mostly themed with nutcracker dolls. Yeah. Perfect music in a game where players would likely be dying a lot. Anyways, I died in the upcoming fight ahead. Now, experiencing the challenging parkour needed in this place, I decided to put the pale oil upgrade aside and get myself a double jump, which is located at Mount Faye. And let me tell you, if it weren't for YouTube videos and the game allowing you to pause whenever, I would have suffered tenfold. Venturing to the top of this mountain probably what it feel like to climb a Mount Everest. The parkour is extremely long, you'll be frozen to death if you don't get warmed enough, and a single misstep could cause you to do the whole run all over again. It's nuts, dude. I got killed 8 times trying to get to the top. It may not sound like much, but that's because it's a slow death, and I have to do a really long do-overs of failed parkour sections. Anyways, I got to the top, then a giant bird appeared out of nowhere and lent some of its feathers that now grant me the ability to double jump and act as a warm jacket to protect me from cold. Then I immediately went back to the citadel to get the pale oil and managed to get through the parkour obstacles and the waves of enemies ahead thanks to double jump, which improved my mobility like a lot. I got the pale oil, gave it to the pin master, and successfully upgraded my attacks. Now that's done, I decided to get a few tools so I can unlock the architect's crest. With the double jump, it made finding them a lot easier. I managed to get all the requirements, got the key, and got myself a new crest. The next thing I'm going for now is this ability that allows Hornet to charge her attack to deal heavy damage. To get there, I have to go at the end of the blasted steps on the far left side. I face up with these bigger. Thankfully, these guys don't fly away when firing coin chips, and the attack patterns are very linear. I took them out without a problem and got to meet the pinstress and acquired the ability to charge my attacks. With these, I'm now able to kill the tall guys quicker at the corridor at Songclay that drops a lot of rosaries. Perfect for farming apparently. I also decided to get a thief's mark from that fox fella by the blasted steps that allows me to have additional rosaries when farming. With this farming build, I don't have to worry about getting broke anymore. I spent a lot of rosaries for the tools from the vendors and upgrading them along the way. Then I decided to progress the story by going through the high halls fight. There's a wave of enemies I've dealt with throughout this place, except for this one that looks very much like this dude from Elden Ring. After 2 deaths trying to clear it, then on the 3rd try, I learned to pause the game every time my hand gets stiffened from the pressure of an intense fight, just to take a quick breather, which made a really huge difference. By the time I took them out, I met the conductor's ballador, the two had a conversation with each other, bro played the melody to Hornet, and played it back right on the spot. I know that song! I swear I've heard Bring Me to Life at the moment there. And bro got some good taste in music. Now I don't plan stopping to get stronger. In fact, I feel like my addiction to this game is starting to kick in. I tried to get this one skill I missed from Act 1, because why not? I also got the Vest crest from Ava, which allows me to have additional tool slots from any of my crests, which is huge. After that, I come across the Act 1 boss Skull Tyrant, which was no problem. After all the enemies and parkour I went through, this is just walk in the park. At this point, I might as well get all the masks in Act 2. Which I did. I got one from the slab, this one challenged by the far fields, which I got 1 death from the rising lava parkour section, and they get awarded with a mask. And the last mask for Act 2 is by the bile water. From what I've heard on the internet, it is one of the worst biomes in the game, and I totally agree. Getting covered with sludge that prevents you from healing is just the worst thing ever. I died about 3 times just to get the map and the bellways in this place, then getting to the mask where there are sludge worms jumping out made the run for the mask feel pretty hard. Although I only got killed once thanks to the heads up from videos online, otherwise I would have been clueless about what kind of movement I should do to get to the top by the end. Now I got the mask which maximized my base health in Act 2, and I'm able to tank most 2 damage hits for 4 times now, which is awesome. With a fractured mask makes it 5, which is even better. Next I decided to get whatever this thing is, which is called Volt Filament, which looks pretty awesome, and I thought it wouldn't be available till the next act. But turns out I can go ahead and try to go get it. It is located at the biome of Sands of Karak, and then I got the map from Chakra. I did about one time just to get to the upper level, including the Parker section. It sounds impressive for only one death, still, it was pretty hard. But those challenges from getting those masks are finally paying off. I also decided to take on the cone chip boss right up ahead. Got killed once and took them out on the second try. It rewarded me with their annoying cone chip projectile, which I don't feel like using because of all the trauma it put me through. Then after that, I got to a resting bench hidden at the right side and began going where the Volt Filament is by defeating the boss. The arena is hidden at the ceiling midway of this map, where it will take you to the place called the Volt Nest, and thankfully, it doesn't take long to get to the boss. I went in face to face with it that looks like that thing where Nemo used to live in, even though I died pretty much right away, so I decided to back off from the Vault Nest and search for the best farming spots for shards, because I ran out of them. Which apparently I found out farming heaps of shards is by the worm waste right here. With my current build, I can one-shot these worms with a level 2 needle, a bar bracelet for extra damage, but really hurts a lot if you get hit back, and a charge attack from the Architect Crest. With this build, I have my tools reloaded in no time. Back to the Vault Nest. After several attempts, about 5 deaths against this boss, I started to get used to its linear attack pattern and managed to kill it on the 6th try, and get to pick up this item that turns my Silk abilities into thunder breathing. At this point in progression, I feel pretty strong now, so I went ahead and faced the main story boss for the first time, Trobbio. It showcased all the stuff I did since the beginning of Act 2. Alright, here we go. Let me show you what I got. Ridiculous amount of health I found in every corner of the game. You gotta do better than that, Trob. Oh crap. Just kidding. Wonder crest for its quick silk energy along with a sharper weapon bestowed by the Pen Master for stronger attacks. Yo dude, I'm actually dominating this fight. Cog flies for guaranteed hits amplified with fully upgraded damage. Yes! Yes! Go my flying minions! Give him taste some of your robotic malaria. And last but not least, the counter parry skill combined with a Volt Filament allows me to learn thunder breathing for massive and thunderous power! Omae wa mou shindeiru. NANI?! I think I went a little over the top there. Anyways, I was very surprised by how I took over this fight. It's almost like a celebration, considering all these fireworks and stunts done by the boss, just to congratulate my efforts and all the gameplay I went through to get better. As for the boss, he's cool. Even after being defeated, he just refused to die. I'll end it here for now, as there will be the last part for this Silksong gameplay, which I'll explain on the run. So as of right now, this is my total deaths since I started, which is about 45 in total. I'll add this from the accumulated deaths from my last gameplay. Alright, let's do this. Now, I want to explain about the next act after this. I thought I'd be able to finish the game here, but that doesn't seem to be the case. You see, apparently, unlocking Act 3 requires a lot of tasks to complete, which is why I stopped after I took down Trobbio. In this video gameplay, this solely focused more on my character's training arc, so I would have an easy time dealing with harder parkour obstacles and bosses throughout the gameplay. So pretty much on the next video, I'll try beating the game from where I left off and hopefully get to the end. Here's my distance I covered for now. Bro, I'm like 1 kilometer lower than my last run. I'm just getting started. I'll do my best next time. Till then, I'll see you on the next run. See you later and bye bye.